So let's start to look how we can create a punch card chart in chartjs. As you can see here, we have all of these circles depending on the size, measuring a project. Let's start to look how to do this. So let's start to look how to create our punch card chart in chartjs 4. First of all, we need to get a border template, which you can find on the website chartjs3.com getting started, this specific link, which you can find as well in the description box. Copy this border template and then just paste it in there and you're good to go. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to convert this into a bubble chart, because our punch card chart basically is a bubble chart with many dots. So what we want to do now is create some values, and afterwards I'm going to show you a nice trick that we can use, because basically the difference is very minimal once you understand how we can change the scale. So first of all, we're going to put in here value, say x, let's say value 1, then we say y, value 5, and then finally the radius, or creating the circle, value 5 as well. Save that, refresh. Alright, so now we have this, and what I want to do is we could even extend the clip here, if I'm not mistaken, it's just this. Before we could do it another way, the layout, but that doesn't work anymore, as I hoped, since in chartjs 4 it's slightly changed. So what I can do here, do a clip, giving it about 10 pixels more. You can see here, now it will work nicely. So they built this in, but apparently it doesn't work always if you have very large bubbles. So let's be aware of that. So now we have this one here, but with a punch card chart, what we would have is, for example, we have the days here, and then here we could have the task or projects, anything you can imagine. And I guess the legend here has no value. So what I'm going to do is, first of all, let's remove the legend. We're going to say after the skills, comma, say plugins. Then I'm going to say this legend. And I'm going to say here, display equals false. Save, refresh. Alright, so that looks a bit more better. Then what I want to do is, I want to create another data set. So we have two data sets here. So we have different colors. So I'm going to put a comma, paste that in there. But then what I want to do is I want one to have a black color and the other one will have the red color. So I say this could be the black sales, doesn't matter really. And the other one is the red sales. There we are. Let's remove the excess arrays with a comma of the array. And we have here the red sales. Save this, refresh. Alright, so we have now two of them, but they have the same value. So what I want to do is I want to change this. Let's make this number 2, save, there we are. Alright, now what I want to do is I want to change, basically, we want to have the weekdays at the bottom. So I'm going to copy all of these labels, and then, and this is a very nice thing in chartjs, we can pinpoint them wherever we want them. And now we could say, go into the X scale, and then put in these labels. So if I save this, comma, save, refresh, nothing happens yet. The reason why nothing happens, because a bubble chart by default is a linear scale. So there we have to indicate here the type as category scale. The moment we do this, it will start to recognize Monday all the way to Sunday. So we have the weekdays here. Now on the right side, I want to change this as well. I'm going to say here, comma, put that in there, remove this begin at 0, refresh. We have nothing here, so what we can do is we can specify something. For now, I'll just specify 3 items. Project 1, then we have here project 2, and finally we have project 3. Then I'm going to say remove all of this, save, refresh. Alright, so now we have these projects as a scale that looks quite nice. So how can we pinpoint these now correctly? Well, you can copy this, put that in there, and let's give this a different number. Let's make this 1, and this will be number 3. Save that, refresh. As you can see, it's starting to move, but then 1 and number 3 are basically number 1 here on the Y scale is project 2, and then number 3 on the X scale, if I'm not mistaken, that should be this one here, project number 2. Although that's very confusing. So what we want to do here is changing this. We can say here, instead of numbers, we can just say Monday. I want to target this one on Monday, and this one I want to target as well on Monday. And then what I want to do is for the Y, we just do the same, but then we say project 1, project 2, for example. Making sure that these values are identical, so it will recognize that this is a part that works together. So project 1, project 2, there you are. So now we've done that. That looks quite nice. We could do here one maybe radius 10. Alright. And you can see it clips off a bit. I will accept that one. So now let's move on to the black one. We can go in here and do exactly the same, but instead of Monday, I'll make sure that this is Tuesday. And this will be project 3. Project number 3, save, refresh. There we are. And now what we could do is, we could just give it multiple values like that. Oh, sorry, that is not what I wanted to do. Getting ahead of myself. Alright, so we have all of this. Then we can say here, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Save that, refresh, and now this is spread out nicely. We could increase the bubble and decrease it. There we are. Now we have all these different numbers here, and it would be even fun to change the colors. I guess that would be a nice one for another video, where we can make the colors, depending on the value, darker or lighter. And the same here with the other ones. We could do the same here, just above. We could just copy some values and put them in here. The last one, so it's a Monday. I'll say here, this is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. These are all project 1. If I save this, refresh, you can see here it spreads out nicely and it indicates it nicely as well. And that's basically how you can create a punch card chart in chart.js.